Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. With me on the show this week is adult performer and OnlyFans creator Zariah Aura. Zariah is a trans woman. She's been blowing up the porn game, really blowing up the porn game for 3 years now. She's amassed 56 different award nominations. We're going to talk about her being a dom, her being a sub, how to be a horny demon freak and sort of lived your best sexual life out loud. We talk about her shooting a OnlyFans scene inside of her job at T-Mobile, being fired for that, and then that leading to her in a roundabout way starting porn, being insanely successful. She is a lot of fun. You guys are going to love this episode. There's so much going on here. We tackle a little bit of cuckolding versus compersion, which is like fascinating. So buckle up, get ready for a fun one, and please enjoy my conversation with Zariah Aura.
This week's conversation.
Zariah Aura, welcome to Sex Party. How are you doing?
I'm great, Dustin. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about this episode. We are recording, just full transparency, we are recording during this insane Los Angeles fire thing. So, you know, she has risked her life to be on Sex Party, and we appreciate that. So just that we just want to get that out there. Yeah. Okay. So let's just say that, someone doesn't know who you are. They're tuning in. Maybe it's the first time they're tuning into my show and they're like, this guy's a fucking idiot. I don't, already, whatever. Can you talk a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
Yeah. So I'm Zariah Aura. I am a porn star and content creator. I am a Latina, and I am a big, dirty perv.
Yeah.
The sweetest little perv on the block.
Okay. The sweetest little perv on. First of all, I love that. Second of all, have you always been the sweetest little perv on the block, or is something you grew into?
Oh, God, no. I've always been very hypersexual, just dirty girl. I enjoy all of the nastiness, and I go full force on it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. What are some of the things that you, like, because I can remember myself, like, being in, like, high school, college, and just being like so insanely horny that I'm like, something is wrong with me, right? Like,
Yep.
So, and I can remember like how that felt. A lot of it, for some reason, like still hasn't left me. I'm like, oh, we're still doing this. Now I'm hosting a sex podcast or whatever, which I love, and so whatever. But can you remember thinking like, because hypersexuality is a real thing, right? And like.
Yeah.
Some people claim like, oh, I'm a nympho, but they're not really a nympho. They're just saying that, right? So can you remember some of those moments where you thought, fuck, is this normal?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Like, well, because I grew up religious, so like I was not able to like, talk about this kind of stuff. I was like totally like had that world, taken away from me. Like I was not able to see the world outside of like a home of religion. And so when I finally got to explore life and like see all about it, is when I finally realized that like I wasn't the only one. And it did take some time to find other people, like-minded people who felt the same way, who are as hypersexual. But I did feel like something was completely wrong with me. Like every 2 seconds I thought I was going to hell, And I mean, still now I've accepted it. Like I'm down. Like let's go. Like all these cool people are going to hell. So, so yeah, it was a crazy journey, being able to come to terms with being a hypersexual person who might be completely different from the person next to them, it's very shocking to people to be able to just talk about these regular things that are like regular to me. These are regular things to me in my life. And sexuality for me is like an all-encompassing thing of my persona, my identity, myself. So yeah, just I thought there was something wrong with me for a long time, but now I'm just very happy that I'm not a repressed person.
Yeah. Yeah, because that, I mean, you know, there's like the good kind of freak, right? And then, which is like, you know, oh my God, like I like sprained my wrist from jerking off too much or something. And then there's like someone who's like just like been repressed so long. They're the type of freak that you're like, I would be like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Like we don't want to like we don't want people out there like so repressed that they're like, I should do murder, you know, or whatever. And I think that's what's so crazy about where we are, I think, as a, I don't know, society, culture, whatever, not to get too deep, right? But it's like when you repress stuff, man, it finds a way out. And sometimes it finds a way out in like if you repress it long enough, shit can get nasty.
Of people that I've grown up with and seeing how they've been so repressed and you know, just experiences with people who really just don't have it. Like, cause like I was born in Texas, so I wasn't raised there, but I just know so many people that I've went back to like visit and see, and like they're living a completely different world than we are, you know, and it's just such a horrible thing. And I just see the way that they do it, and like it's not good. Like it's literally bad for them, bad for their family, bad for, you know, society to be out there stopping people from being themselves and doing the things that they like. But then you're behind closed doors doing the most depraved things, you know? And that's just because you are so repressed and you're so ashamed. So I'd rather be unashamed and dirty and crazy and saying all my nastinesses in front of everybody than than hiding it, you know, and doing some crazy shit, you know? Like I have it all out there. Everyone knows what I'm into. Everyone knows all of it, you know? Like I'd rather it be like that.
Yeah, and I think to be able to do that, like how much like work, like self-work and like time did it take you to get to a place where you could just be yourself? Like, and you could talk a little bit about like what that was like, because people do struggle and then come out the other end like, yo, I'm doing OnlyFans and DPs and whatever. But sometimes it's like, you're right, people are behind closed doors doing like that same stuff, depraved, alone, whatever. And it's like, depraved is good. Just be public about it, right? You know?
Exactly. And that's why I say like that, because like to them, they're like, it's like the worst thing in the world, you know? And then out here judging us for doing the thing that we're telling everybody, you know, like, and not hiding it. But yeah, no, I mean, it did take a lot of work. I started to just really talk to my friends, you know, and like show them like the things that I was into, talk about the things. And like, you know, when you start talking about something and you show somebody that it's okay and like you're not ashamed, it makes them less ashamed of being able to talk about it, you know? And so I just started off with just telling my friends what things I was into and like kind of like pushing back past that like shameful feeling, because I was already getting that at home. I was already getting that in my family, like not being able to talk about even just the most like regular things, you know, it was just too much. And so being able to just like kind of like know that, hey, these are my family members, these aren't somebody who's like stopping me from saying something, I can just say it and let's see what they think, you know? And I got actually a really good, you know, response about it. I had friends telling me, wow, I've never like heard somebody like say this so openly, and they're like I kind of like that too, or I have had the same thoughts, you know? And then once that like open dialogue started, like it just was able to show me the power I had in being upfront about the things that I liked, you know? And yeah, it's led into this, you know, huge thing now of just being like, I'm like having sex in the streets, you know, like at Folsom, and like doing all these crazy things on camera and at home. And like,
Well, like what was some of the, going back to like when you were like figuring out like you were hypersexual and like what that looked like in your life, like what are some of the things that you found yourself into that you're still into now, like kink stuff, or like was it like group stuff, like what are you into, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I love group stuff. I do a lot of group play. I do a lot of I like exhibitionism. I love to be like in front of people.
Yeah.
Front of, because like I just love that. I love voyeurism. I love watching others. I'm just like super into the human like body. So like I really like boys, I like girls, I like non-binary people. I do it all. I really do.
That's awesome.
and it all really started from, I mean, being like when I was younger, I wasn't able to like before I came out as trans, like I was identifying as a gay boy. And so it was the only way I could identify because people saw me as feminine and they assumed gay. So even though I liked girls, I couldn't express that to people because they were confused. They're like, well, this boy who acts like a girl, how can you like girls too? So I just had to stay in that box of I'm a gay boy, gay man,
Sure.
whatever. And so once I was able to just kind of like actually be myself and start transitioning and be the woman that I am, I was able to have people see and go, oh, it makes sense, you know, like it's okay for you, you know, like they just couldn't see it as like as a feminine, masculine person. And so now, yeah, I can be all the things and do all the things. And so yeah, before I had to put myself in a box, and now I was able to like free myself of that box and just go crazy.
Yeah, and I guess like let's say we have some noobs here, right? And they're like they don't know anything about or let's take it the other direction. Let's say there's like someone who's just like, I don't know what all this means, but I know I shouldn't like it or like whatever. I don't even know what that means, but like someone who just doesn't understand. And that's okay if you're here and you don't get it, whatever. Can you explain what it is to be a trans woman, right? And number one, and like what it feels like for you to have that freedom to just live like how you are and who you are and all the things.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think being trans is different for every person. So, like, I can't fully
Sure.
say what it is to be a trans
Sure.
woman. I think in my way of transition, I am just expressing the feminine that's inside of me full force, because that is what is mostly inside of me, is just a feminine energy that has been there my whole life. And so I have taken the steps and I have medically transitioned with estrogen, and that's the only thing I've done. I don't have any surgeries. I don't have anything else that I've done to myself other than take hormones. And hormones have helped me get to the place that I feel the most comfortable in my transition. And I think I look pretty fucking damn good, and I feel really damn good. And so that's my transition right there. It's just being me, being my feminine self, and I just walk with my femininity first. And then that has helped me understand others, you know, and seeing that there are people out there who will never really get to know themselves because they're being told who to be, you know, like, and I have stepped outside of what society has told me I am and who I am. And I've discovered it by digging deep in my mind, digging deep into my wants and my desires, and I've figured out exactly the type of person I am. And like I said, that's a dirty, pervy girl.
Well, I think that's fucking awesome. And like, you know, right now, everyone who maybe is not, you know, they don't understand the trans or whatever. She's saying that she has done the hormone stuff, but yes, guys, she has a penis. Okay, if that's what you're if that's because that's what they're thinking. And so, you know, sometimes we just love to like boil it down to basics, because I think a lot of podcasts, and I'm not naming names, whatever, love you guys, but they don't I like to ask the questions that most people would just assume the answer to, and just like take the hit and ask them and say the thing that everyone doesn't want to say out loud and shit. And so I appreciate you like going there. And I want to add too, like just knowing you the 20 minutes that I've known you, like that's fucking awesome and good for you. And like, it actually makes me happy to see someone talking about how you know, like how lovely they feel being able to be like a horny, you know, deviant, fun time person, like, or whatever. Because me doing this podcast, just being a fucking straight white dude, like I am a weirdo, horny, you know, fucking, like, you know, like fucking Dommy type of guy. And so it just like comes out of my mouth and like whatever on the show all the time. And I kind of forget, as you probably do, that there's like people out there that don't sort of live in this world where they're not doing a sex podcast, they're not doing porn like you are. And they're like, oh my God, you're saying that out loud without 2 bottles of wine? And so if there's people like that here, those people are still welcome here. So I just like to set the table a little bit, you know?
Yeah. No, I love that. And it is true. Yeah, some people can get really like thrown off by the fact that we can really just talk about this. Like, I'm waking up at whatever time in the morning and I'm ready to just, you know, go on my phone and big fisting on my phone and it's not even gonna do anything to me. I'm just like, okay, cool. Next thing, now I'm posting my dick. Now I'm posting my ass. Okay, this it's like nothing. It doesn't affect me. And I actually do sometimes have to hold myself back a little bit. I try not to, because I try not to let people like dictate what I do and how I talk and stuff like that. But I do sometimes, like when I see some of my friends because I was raised in Colorado, and I'll see some of my friends, and I actually recently had one of my best friends from when I was younger, I've known her for so many years, come and stay with me, and she had not experienced me as myself now and had not experienced this kind of lifestyle I live, meaning like sexual devious life. And I would say something and she would just, it'd like be shocking. And I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Like, I forget that you're just a pure little baby and I'm over here just able to do and say whatever. And I've been able to, create a community and family and friend group here and in my life that is just like me. So it's not even a weird thing. Like, I forget that I leave our bubble of people who can just talk about these kind of things. And then I go with my other bubbles and little places and little things, and I recognize that my world is so different from theirs now. But I enjoy it. I love it. And I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I forget, like I'll go to the gym or something and I'll be wearing like an OnlyFans hoodie or the pharmacy or wherever, or I'll be wearing like a Brazzers fucking hoodie or Pro 13 like I'm wearing right now. And people were like, why is everyone staring at me? And then I'm like, oh, it's my hoodie. I forgot. You know what I mean? It's just not normal, which, to be honest, I fucking love. I love to like kind of blast a hole in the side of the...
I love shocking people. I sometimes, like, whenever I'm walking around, I go take my dog for a walk and I wear my adult time, merch and... And I'm just like, what? Like, this is the way that I want my sim character walking around. She's gonna be cunty.
Yeah, no, for sure. Serve it up.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Yeah. I like when I go, because I'm about to go to XBiz and AVN at the time we're recording this. Like, I'm gonna try to like snatch up the most like ruthless hoodies I can find. Like, I don't care if I have to buy them. I don't give a shit. Like, I want, and this is so funny. I said this on another episode, but like, they never do like they never do like a daughter swap hoodie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would totally rock that just to shock people. Like,
I love that so much.
Where's my daughter swap hoodie? You know what I mean? Or sister swap.
If you need a daughter, let me know.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. But I need to like get some more shocking fucking, like hoodies in there.
Like my one thing before you continue, my the BBC cup from Pornhub.
Yes.
When they sent me that, I would walk around all the time with it, and people were like, "Oh my god, where did you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, this is the BBC from Pornhub," and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's the big black cup."
That's so, and like their marketing is like genius with
Yeah,
their merch for
good
real.
conversation starters.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so you took all of this zany, fun, like deviant horniness. You're doing mainstream, but before we get to that, like it says in the notes, the amazing notes from the amazing Erica Icon at the Rub PR. We love her. Shout out to Erica.
Love you, Erica.
Yeah, for sure. She's the best. That you were doing sales right before you got into the game, and
Yes.
you were doing drag as well. So
Yeah.
so what kind of sales? What kind of drag? Let's tell the tale.
Okay. So I worked in phone service for a lot of years, and I worked for, like, am I able to say companies?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay,
Sure.
cool. So like, I worked for like Verizon. I worked with AT&T. I worked with T-Mobile. I was working with T-Mobile before I started in porn. I actually was one of their number one salesperson in Colorado before I started in porn, and I was the number 10 in the country.
Oh wow.
And so I was really great at turning stores around. I trained employees on selling to people. I had a different formula in the way that I sold, and it just worked really well. That like the company, like the big people from the company came and like would watch me do sales, and so they had incorporated me into training other employees, and so I'd like train employees at my stores and such. So I was running stores for them. And I loved it. Like, I love phone service. I'll say that to this day. Like, if I once in the future, like if I want to have like a little like passive income from like somewhere else, like just something, I would open a store, train some people up that I could trust, and like have like a little store of my own.
Yeah.
Just because like, I try to have my hands in every pot, I try to make money everywhere I can. And so, I still have that as like a thing that I want to do. But I loved it so much. Unfortunately, when I've never said this story before, and I am gonna say it on here for you because you brought it up. So I actually got fired because I was doing OnlyFans. Jesus. And I ended up getting fired because I hope whoever this girl listens, but this girl who was working at a different store got mad that because I was such a good salesperson and I like ran my stores really good. I got a lot of leeway, and I was able to like leave the store whenever I wanted. I was able to make my own schedule. I was able to just get away with like anything, right? Because my bosses really liked me. Mm-hmm. And she didn't like that. She ended up telling them that I had an OnlyFans. I was kind of dumb, and I did decide to make a video inside of my store's bathroom. And it was just a solo video, right? But it just happened to show the background of something that you could tell was in my store. Mm-hmm. So they ended up giving the video to my boss and showed my boss a video of me in the bathroom at work. It wasn't during store hours, right? Sure. And so I ended up awkwardly getting a call from my boss, who was just so mad because he wasn't mad about what I did. Mm. He was mad that he had to get rid of me because he said, if this gets out, like you are, one of like the main people that like runs these stores, and like you're training a bunch of employees, and like the company would be upset to find out that I would like, so yeah, I've never said this story before. But yeah, that's how I got fired. And, had I not been fired, I would not be going on now into my 3 years of being my own boss, of being in mainstream. So when I got fired, I did drag, full time for a while because I was just doing a little like bit of OnlyFans. Sure. It wasn't very big because I was just starting, or not starting, but I was just still not fully doing it all the time. And so I was doing drag to like supplement my income for a while. And then I just so happened to end up on a porn set with an ex-boyfriend of mine. And he was doing porn and they saw me. They were like, you don't do porn? I was like, no, I do OnlyFans. And they were like, you should try it. You should like come in and like do some videos. Ended up shooting 7 videos that week.
Wow.
And then debuted like a few months later and then just blew the fuck up.
Wow. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was in 2022. And so here we are going into 2025 and it's going to be my 3 years in March.
Well, first of all, congratulations. Number
Thank
one.
you.
Second of all, tons of questions. Number one, so people at Verizon had to purchase your video in order to see it.
So whoever it was whoever the girl was, because I still never got to find out exactly who it was.
Right.
All I know is that this girl at a store was mad and had to show them or like went and showed them because she was upset because, you know, she was just jealous and mad and decided that she wanted to get me fired. And so she made it happen. And it was actually T-Mobile that I was
oh shit. Okay.
yeah, that was the last place. So I started with Verizon, ended with T-Mobile.
That's awesome, first of all. Do you still have that video on your OnlyFans? Did they make you take it down?
No, I think it's still probably there. Yeah, I think it's probably still there.
I hope you make so much money on that video. Jesus, that's fucking awesome.
Right.
I mean, and you know, to be honest, like, let's be real here. Like, T-Mobile has horny aesthetics, especially at night. Like the pink light. Come on.
Yeah, that's hot.
It's super horny, dude. I walk by there all the time and I'm like, damn, that's hot.
and that purple looks good too, you know?
Yeah, well, we're a big fan of purple on this show. It's like, you know. But that's awesome. Okay. So you get fired and you wind up. Wait, is that the ambulance coming to evacuate everybody, or has this been going on all day?
This has been going on all day.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, you know, if you need to tap on, it doesn't matter.
No, we're good. We're good.
We love the live danger, but we want to make sure you're not in danger, you know?
No, I'm great.
Okay, good. So you wind up on a porn set. So how long have you been dating this guy? And he's like, hey, just come with me and watch me fuck at work, or what?
So I had been with him for almost 2 years.
Okay.
And we started OnlyFans together. And he ended up getting the opportunity to go to Vegas to shoot. And so we went. He shot, and I was there. I think I was there for. I think I watched too. Yeah, I was watching. And yeah, I just like I like all that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, like I'll go. I get there. I wasn't planning on doing porn or anything. It took me a second for me to even say yes. Like I like was
Sure.
there. I was like, you know what? Like if you guys are down, like I'm down to try it. I was like, I've always thought about it. Like when I first ever wanted to do it, I wanted to do it as a boy, like back in the day. I was like, I think 18, 19, and I tried, and I didn't end up working out. I never got to actually do like the full like casting couch moment or anything like that. But I dreamt about it, right?
Yeah.
And the day came that they offered, and so I took the jump. I shot those videos, and then I applied for another company, which is Groovy. And when I sent my application, I'm not joking, like not even like a few like hours later, like I sent it at night, like hours later they messaged like, okay, yes, like we want you. And I was like, dang, okay. I did my debuts. And then, yeah, it was crazy. Like they were like so excited about me. And then I ended up becoming the first ever ambassador for the company.
Wow.
Before my 1 year. And that was they've been around for now 28 years or going on 28 years.
Yeah.
And, at the time they were going on, I think they're 26 or 25 years. And they just like fell in love with me, and they ended up, they were like, we've never had somebody represent our company, but we think that like you should be the one. And
Jeez.
so before my 1 year, I became the first ever ambassador for Groovy. And like that since then, like, I've been doing all of the things. I've been with Adult Time. I've been with Trans Angels. I was booked with Brazzers before Brazzers stopped doing the trans scenes, and then they like, because they do the Trans Angels and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, it just took off, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, and those are giant companies. And again, here in the notes, it says, you know, over your time, you have amassed 56 nominations. Is
Yep.
that okay? 56 nominations in 3 years, and you're like the spokesperson, like leading the charge for Groovy. Like
I
that's
was. So
well,
I
sure,
was.
but you were the first one. So
Yeah.
these are like monumental, like crazy. I mean, does this just fucking blow your mind or what?
It's insane. It's insane. Like, I never expected it. And it was cool because a lot of the industry didn't, like, they were very like, whoa, who is this girl?
Right.
And even to this day, like, you know, the other girls and like the other performers were just like, wow, like, first ever ambassador. Like, we've been doing this, you know, alongside for years, you know, and then you come in and you just boom, like, and so like that was really cool to have the girls that be supportive and just be like also surprised, you know, and be like, this
Yeah.
is amazing. Like, you just came out of nowhere and you really like knocked the door down and started running, you know, and it's been incredible. Like, I've had, you know, my what's it called, the feature that I'm in, Dolls, that is out now, and they're going to show it at XBiz. I was one of the main girls in it, one of the main stars, with Siri, Avery, Leanna Lovings, Eva Maxim, Chloe K.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it went like insane. Becoming a muse for Adult Time was also really, really cool. I
Yeah.
was the last muse for them, and like, I just never imagined it happening so fast.
So, and you did say like that Brazzers. So, did Brazzers stop doing trans scenes?
So Brazzers put I think they put like a hold on it, is what they said. Because I don't know exactly for what reason, but like they had booked me, and then they ended up like rescheduling my shoot. And then last second they ended up canceling the shoot, and so I never ended up getting to actually do my Brazzers like full, I guess, Brazzers debut.
Sure.
I ended up doing Trans Angels, which is their sister company, or like part of their company, you know. And so I've been like to the exclusive Brazzers parties and stuff like that. So technically have worked with them, but like not for like the actual Brazzers site. It was really sad. I was really sad about it, but I don't know what it was. I think it was an internal thing, and so they have scenes on there, but I don't know why they decided to do that.
Well, hopefully they'll start rolling on that again.
Yeah, and so I know that I have my in already there.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And Brazzers is great. We love Brazzers. I mean,
we love Brazzers.
Are the Brazzers parties as fun as that I hear they are, or is that just hearsay?
Oh, no, they're fun. They're fun. I love seeing all my Brazzers people, and I really enjoyed it. Actually, last year for AVN, went to the Brazzers exclusive party during AVN, and that was really, really cool. Got to see all my friends, and so we love Brazzers, and I'm excited for the day that I can shoot for them officially. But yeah, I mean, whatever the reasoning is, I'm sure they had a good reason for it, and they'll figure it out, you know, moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, the world's best porn site. Come on, they'll figure it out. They can't. How can they not? Right? And no, I'm not a paid Brazzers spokesperson. Believe me, they have no idea who I am. So, but you know that I think like they're sort of like a company who is almost like, I mean, in a way, because things have changed, but like almost like an MTV of this generation, sort of, in a little way. So you know, I mean, the parties have to be kind of nuts, and so I just wanted to.
No, it's cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool. You get to see all the fucking best, hottest stars, and I've worked with a bunch of the girls too. Like, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, that. Well, I mean, this list of people you worked with is exhaustive. I mean, it's like, again, like Kink is in there, Adult Time we mentioned, Groovy. Like, I mean, what was what was it like doing? Well, actually, let me ask you this first before we get to the kink.com stuff. Because are you a dominant sexual person? Are you submissive, or are you a switch where you kind of do both?
So I'm a switch. So when I first started doing porn, I actually was not like a submissive at all, and I did not, you know, bottom. I was a strict top most of my life and most of my everything. But getting into porn, you know, I wanted to be the best of the best, and I wanted to try it out. They offered me bottoming scenes, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to bottom. And I did. And now I love both. I'm very submissive, very dominant, and I can do both very, very well. And the same time, different, whatever. It's really hot, and I've learned my body a lot.
So was that difficult to learn how to bottom, or was it just something that like it was like a process? Or because again, like me being a dominant person and just in like heterosexual shit, like I think I maybe like thought about what it would be like to be submissive once, and I was like, nah, I can't. It's not for me. Like it just like didn't feel right. So like, did that unlock your submissiveness, and was that like a process to do that?
Yeah, it definitely was a process. Like I said, I've always been I've been very feminine, but I never got to like fully feel like that feminine side of being submissive, you know? And once I started to experience that, it really just like opened up the door for me to go full submissive, which was and just like submissive side. And it was a process. It did take me some time. You know, and make it like a more natural process, you know, because before it just felt very like daunting and crazy and like, you know, but yeah, the process was pretty quick though. Like it didn't take too long. I thought it was going to take a lot longer, but I mean, by 6 months I was already able to like really enjoy it. And then now like, I love it. I love stretching myself out. I love to get beat up. I go like full force. I love beating people up. So I'm a sadomasochist. So I just can do both. You know, I love beating people up. I love getting beat up. I love all of the things.
Well, that leads perfectly, and well done, by the way. You just handled the transition for me, which is great. That leads perfectly right into your work for kink.com. Like what was it like to work for Kink? Because I think they're another like legendary sort of iconic company in this field, right there next to Brazzers. And I think they've helped people tap into their more wilder shit. I think even now, like they're probably, I see more kink.com content just out floating around, like even like on like, you know, they're like highly edited shit, like even on like on Instagram and shit, like someone's face, but you can tell it's a kink that has that you know,
you get that.
You could tell it's a scene from there and it's like edited. So like, were you a dom in that work? Were you a submissive? Were you switch?
So actually that was at the beginning of my career.
Oh, wow.
I shot for Kink pretty quickly too. When I shot for them, I wasn't doing bottoming as much like that. Like I had done it, but I still wasn't even anywhere near where I'm at now in my submissive side. I was still on my dom side, and so just like dominant top. And so I actually ended up working goodness, I'm trying to remember who it was with. It was a threesome with 2 other girls. I can't remember exactly right now both of them, so I won't say one without saying the other. But I was dom. We were like beating on her, and she was suspended in the air, and it was just really, really hot. I am very excited to actually say that since you brought up Kink, I'm actually working with them next week on the 15th for the second time. So I am finally going to be able to show all the things that I've learned over this last few years. So that time it was really, really hot. They are great. The company is awesome. The setup, I don't know if you've ever been or heard of the Kink Ranch. Like,
I've heard. Tell us all about it.
So insane. Like that place is fucking cool. I remember they like gave me the full tour and I was like, what the fuck? Like this place is insane. Like they had fucking beautiful pools and hot tubs and like it looks like a huge resort. Like it's just amazing. But everyone was so great. You know, the atmosphere there was awesome. I got to be, you know, dirty, crazy, like how I like to be. And so I'm excited to experience it again. When I shot with them, I feel like I still wasn't even anywhere near as polished because it was so early on. So I will, like, I mean, I think I did great. I did great, but I think that now I'm about to show them a completely new side of myself. And but I think when I went in there, I had like a small little list of like things that I had done in the BDSM like world and like
Right.
kink world. And now I've got like a fucking list. Like,
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
yeah.
That's so cool. Like, and yeah, we've heard stories. It's just me here. I've heard stories about the kink ranch, like their estate. Some people say kink estate, kink ranch, whatever. But like, I've heard so many cool stories about it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a whole property where there's all sorts of shit going on. And
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, they're like I need to track them down during AVN and get a hoodie from them too if they're going to be there, because like I need a kink hoodie. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. I need some kink gear too.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure they load you up with that. Okay. Yeah. And so while you're doing all the mainstream stuff, then because you said that your OnlyFans content, you had started OnlyFans with your boyfriend, right? Did he get you
Yeah.
into, so you had like a joint OnlyFans account, right?
Yeah, so we did have a joint OnlyFans account back in the day. I'm actually not any longer with that partner.
Sure.
We're actually really, really good friends still. I'm actually seeing him for AVNs, and so we like film together still. We still are like in
nice.
each other's lives and stuff. But I actually have another partner who I'm with now. We've been together for over 3 years.
Nice.
And yeah, because like literally right when I started into porn, I was ending my relationship. So we like went on together, started doing porn, and then like we like broke up pretty quickly after, and then I like got my new relationship, and so now this is like my for lifer.
So do you have like so you just basically said like you still shoot stuff with your ex, but you're with someone new, and like so, and I know obviously like that's the lifestyle, that's the whatever, that's all the stuff that you're into. And this is, I mean, we talk about like non-monogamy, polyamory, like multiple partners, like we talk about it all on the show. But the thing that people always ask me, and rightfully so, is do you ever have like feelings of jealousy come up? Do your partners ever have feelings of jealousy come up? And like how are you personally handling that with your partners?
So the best way I can say is just being able to communicate that. Like, there's no shame in literally telling your partner, hey, like, I kind of like feel a little this. Like, recently I was in group play, right? And I'm like getting like worshipped by like 8+ people, right? And my partner's involved too. And at one point, I just come and get a little whisper in my ear, hey baby, I'm kind of feeling a little bit like left out, like could I get a little bit of attention, like I love you, blah blah blah. And all I had to do was just stop what I was doing and give him that attention, and everything was fine. And then somebody else mentioned, oh hey, like I'm feeling some type of way about this, and that communication opened up us all being able to say, well, actually, it's okay if anyone's feeling jealous about this or that. And then all of us collectively went, oh, so no one is awkward, no one feels weird about that. And so we were all able to like, realize what we were doing together.
Sure.
And how to share each other more. And so really all it is just open dialogue, open communication with your partners, partner and partners, because like everyone involved, at that point is your play partner, your people, and I have many play partners, many lovers, and I just being able to talk about it. And I do myself even get it, like I've had moments where I felt left out in a group play situation. It doesn't happen very often though. I'm always the center of attention, but I have to recognize that other people are there. And before, I had to also be able to express that. And sometimes I wasn't expressing it in the right ways. I would kind of like bottle it in.
Sure.
And then later kind of be like, hey, like I was kind of pissed that you did this and that. But I realized, and we realized, that it's not good to do that. It's better to just say it right then and there. And I've seen that done in the right ways with multiple people. And so it can be done. But I feel like a lot of us, people who are poly and do like open relationships and stuff like that, a lot of us do feel compersion for our partners, if you know what that means. If not, like compersion is just it's like the opposite of jealousy. It's being so happy for your partner and what they're getting, and like being able to share that with them. I've learned compersion a lot better over the years, and I really enjoy watching them, and it's so fun because I'm like, wow, they're like enjoying it, and like if they're enjoying it, it shows me that I can enjoy, and that if because when I'm having moments where I'm like in full ecstasy and like having such a great time, I want my partner to experience that feeling that I'm feeling, you know, and it's not fair to be the only one experiencing that in a relationship. We should all be able to experience that and go and do the fucking things we want to do. You know?
So, okay. I love that you said compersion. Compersion is actually one of my favorite words from this season of Sex Party, season 3 that we're in right now, because I had a sex therapist on, friend of mine, friend of the show, and we did almost a whole episode of like cuckolding versus compersion. And this is fucking fascinates me beyond anything, because I think that, you know, a lot of people, they get turned on thinking, and maybe they don't act on it, right? Maybe they can masturbate to it, or they role play it, or whatever their thing is what they do. But like, they are like, oh my God, the idea of my girlfriend like getting banged out by like a dude or other dudes or whatever, it turns me on, but I'm still masculine. I'm still whatever. And it's like, it's not a cuckolding thing, which is sort of you, like, and maybe you can break it down on your own, like cuckolding versus compersion, in terms of, because there are women too that are like, oh, like the idea of you fucking another girl or whatever in front of me, that turns me on, but I don't want to be demeaned, but at the same time, so it's like very like gray line, but there is definite lines there between cuckolding and compersion, right?
Yeah. And like, I mean, a lot of people think cucking is a bad thing. They like use cucking as a bad thing. I'm like, no, like, you know, cucking is like its own power, being able to just like be on the other end of like being the one that's like watching the cucking or whatever. I rather enjoy watching my partner fuck other people. I like watching him get fucked. I like fucking other people in front of him. Like, it's a thing that brings us closer. And so, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, what time is it? Like, less than 12 hours ago, I was doing this with somebody, and my partner's watching, and like watching me just be a dirty slut on someone's dick, and like and he was into it, you know? And I don't know, like, he is not a cuck. Like, he really likes to be involved. So like for him, he likes to like hot wife me in a way, you know, like, and he likes to be verbal about what's happening, you know, and talk about like so he himself isn't a cuck. I've been in other situations with other people who like to be cucked and stuff like that. But that's like a whole different story, you know?
Would you say cucking is more like a hands off, like I want to feel embarrassed, I want to feel like demeaned, and then
I want to be able to like stop them from doing it.
And like compersion's like, take it, bitch. See, that to me, I love that, because cucking is its own thing, compersion's its own thing, and they're both fucking whatever you want to do, good for you. That's fucking great. You should do it. And I just love that now. I almost feel like compersion, it's not a new word, but in this space, it does feel like a new word. It does feel like a new thing. But there are definite divisions, and I love to ask people like yourself, professionals, like when that comes up. You said the magic word, and I was like, okay, I gotta get her opinion on cucking versus compersion, because it's like a running theme on the show. And I think a lot of people are into one or the other, or maybe fucking both, but usually there's like a division or whatever. But I love that, you know, we've like clearly defined like how we see it, because I think people people think like something's wrong with them if they have like a twinge of this or that. And it's like, yo, give yourself some fucking room. Like, let it be weird, be fun. Like, just like, who gives a fucking shit? It's easier said than done. I know, but to define shit like that, I hope that people are like, oh, okay, cool. It is fun to role play fucking, whatever,
Yeah, most
because
definitely.
you gotta be adventurous, right? To like keep it spicy and shit,
Yeah, if not, you're holding yourself back from like the world that you're living in. Like literally,
Right.
we have one life. Like that sounds really stupid.
Yeah.
And you should be going full force however long you can. And also you're only, I hate to bring up age, but like you're only so young for so long, and we can only go for, I mean, you could go for as long as you want. I know people who are freaking 80s still having sex, doing the thing. Like, fuck yeah, I hope I'm still doing the fucking thing when I'm that old, right? But if you're this young and at this time, you're under, 60 plus, like, or under 60, like, you have so much time to do all the things, and you should be able to experience all the people, all of the experiences that are available to you as a human.
Yeah.
Like that's also why like being poly is such an awesome thing, is like being able to like meet other people and go, you know what, if I feel like I am super connected to this person, I have good chemistry with them, what is stopping me from experiencing them and finding a place for them in my life and in my circle and in my partners, and being able to do that freely with your partners is just amazing. I myself, like, I have my wedding coming up in September.
Oh, congrats.
And thank you. And with that being said, like, I am so secure in my relationship, so secure in my life, and I know that like with my partner I can do and say whatever, and if somebody comes in and I care about them and love them, then I can do that, still.
Yeah.
Even being married, and doing all of that. So
So are we going to have wedding content on the OnlyFans, or are we going to keep this thing just private?
Oh no, yeah. There's definitely gonna be content. Yeah, the whole industry knows that we're getting married, like that we are having our wedding. They know that we are super connected. All of my fans know. Like, there's no conversation that my man doesn't get brought up, because my fans are going. They're not mad. They're like, oh, he's so lucky. I wish I was him.
Yeah.
They watch my content to use his body as themselves, right? So they can see themselves through him and go, wow, like Zariah would fuck me like that, or oh, I could fuck Zariah like how he fucks her, And so everyone's chill with it. They love it. Like, they love our content. I film with him all the time. That's actually one of the big things that got me the popularity too, is like I was posting videos of like our love and like our like we get crazy. Because like I can get bad with like pretty much anybody as long as I have the connection and stuff, but not to the same level with him, because with him I'm so comfortable. It's just like I can do literally anything, and my fans love it. The world loves it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, so you mentioned fucking in the street twice. So did you fuck him in the street? Like, is this something you do all the time, or did you do it like once? Like, what is there a OnlyFans clip where you fucking in the street or what?
So yeah, like we have videos that are like all over the place of us fucking in the streets, and that was for Wholesome, and we do like outdoor public play, we fuck in cars, we do stuff like that, but like the one that like got the like most like traction and look at was our public fucking at Wholesome. So I've talked about this before.
Sure.
And there's too many videos for it to be a small thing. Like, this got like, millions of views, everyone's seen it. And yeah, it was great. I loved it. Now I'm known for doing that, and I'm ready to go every year now. We just went in September again and did it again. This time I was more of like the bottom, in it. The last time I was topping, this time I was more submissive. I didn't get to actually get penetrated in public. It just didn't end up happening. But I got to do all the rest of the things. I got to get my balls beaten. I got to get smacked around. I got to, suck his dick and, do all the things. And it was really hot. So, yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah, I would imagine that something like that would like fly off the handle on OnlyFans. Well, and speaking of OnlyFans, okay, so like, what is what's your number one like request like that you get on OnlyFans?
My number one request,
or like types of requests, like first like customs and shit.
Mostly topping. So I do videos of me like, what's it called? Like fake fucking the fans. So I guess like more of, because I've done like VR.
Sure.
Stops getting fucked by me. So I do a lot more of that. That's like one of my biggest requests.
So, and who would you say that's coming from? Is it straight dudes? Is it like fluid?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Yeah, mostly straight guys. Mostly straight guys are who follow me. So even most of the time, they're either wanting to just see me fake that I'm fucking them, and like, creating that scenario for them, or me fucking girls. So I have a lot of men who like, because I mostly work with girls.
Sure.
I mostly work with girls in my mainstream stuff, in my content creation. I have videos with cis guys and trans men and all that, but mostly trans girls and cis girls. That's what they want to see too. So all these straight guys.
Yeah. See, I mean, here we are, like straight, mostly straight guys. So, and good for them, like for finding an outlet to whatever. Maybe they're not comfortable enough to like, broadcast it to the world. And that's what's great about the privacy of OnlyFans, or even like Pornhub and like whatever, which like, half the country is like banning at this juncture, but hopefully we'll hopefully that will end soon, right? Because porn, sex work, at the end of the day, it is a form of expression, however you want to classify it. So but I just wanted to like, I was so curious to know like if that was, because I had a feeling it would be like straight dudes, you banging, like POV, like kind of shit. That's what I thought. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the episode here. A couple things I do want to touch on. Do you want to tease like what's coming up in 2025? Like what you're excited about? Do you have anything? Maybe you can't talk about it fully, but there's some big shit coming like from you in 20. Like what can people look forward to this year?
Yeah, people are gonna see my little sex demon come out. Like I literally I feel like I've been holding back, and I haven't been able to get the type of content out that I like really, really want to, and like been booked for like the real things that I like to do. And lately, I mean, even just now, I think in like I think like 10 days. No, actually, what's today? The 8th?
Yeah, 8th, yeah.
8th. In 2 days, I have a video with Evil Angel coming out. And with that one, it's like real down and dirty. And I'm, doing the cock and ball torture. I am just stepping into this place that like, I feel like I've been held back from. A lot of the like way that they try to like market me is like very like girl next door and just like very sensual and stuff. And like, that's all good and everything. I do like that. But like, I am a heathen. I go hard. I like all that. So I'm very excited for this year. Most of my content that's coming out this year is just really down and dirty stuff with a lot of girls. I mean, I guess, yeah, some with some guys, but like mostly with girls, like just like, and I really.
Those are total lesbian fingers. Oh my God.
And so, but yeah, it's just gonna get really, really dirty from here on out, and I'm just very excited about that. And I've got some really cool things coming up with Adult Time as well. I mean, I work with trans angels all the time, like and then myself for my content too. I'm just like really stepping into this like new place. I've been doing the sober thing, and like I'm like California sober. I'm like smoking weed and shit like that. But like I've been like, really taking care of myself.
Okay, so here at the end, couple quick ones. Some of your hobbies. Erica says that you love karaoke. What's your go-to karaoke song?
My go-to karaoke song, it's actually, so it's a Spanish song, and it's called, it's by Jesse E. Joy, and it's called Corre. And it's talking about like you're like running away from like your love, and like it's just like a very beautiful song.
Yeah.
So I sang like growing up like all the time. Like I was in show choir, I did solo festivals, I did all of that.
Yeah.
And so I do enjoy singing. I really love singing in Spanish.
I
I
can
also
totally see this in my mind right now.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun. And so we recently actually we were at Anna Fox's birthday party.
We love Anna
My partner
Fox.
and
She's a
I,
friend of the show.
love her so much. We went to her birthday and she did a karaoke party for her birthday.
I heard
So
about this.
It was so much fun. And so actually I went as Barbie for it, and my partner was wearing my Barbie outfit stuff too. So it was like very Barbie and Ken. And so we did Barbie Girl.
Nice.
And so that was a lot of fun too. And so, yeah, I like very quirky songs.
Yeah.
But I do love like very like sentimental, beautiful songs, because I get to just like lean into this very sentimental side, because I'm a very sentimental person. So
yeah, I could see you bringing down the house for sure. People like trying not to cry and shit. I could totally see that. It also says that you're into building Legos. Okay. So here is the thing that I saw, and you know, this final question or final topic here on the show. I saw this meme on Instagram that kind of ruined my life about Legos, and now I'm gonna to ruin yours too. Okay, so like,
tell me.
let's get your opinion on it. Like, someone said, "Hey, Lego fans, do you realize that the Lego people are building their homes out of their own flesh?" So like, it's super wild and weird, but like, doesn't that kind of put a goofy spin on it?
Well, guess what? I'm building my life out of my flesh too.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Oh my god.
I'm working on some right now. I probably am gonna be making some tonight. I'm working on my Mandalorian Star Wars.
Oh shit!
Helmet,
okay.
like the helmet.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then I've got my Ahsoka ship over there. I've got a bunch of Legos. So everyone knows to buy me Star Wars and Lego stuff.
That's fucking awesome. What's your favorite Star Wars movie of all time?
So actually, the one that I like one of the shows more than anything.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be Bad Batch. That's it's just the story of that one. I don't know if you know it. Bad Batch is they're the defective defective droids. And so that one's my favorite one of the shows, because right now I'm actually going through all of the like in chronological order.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch my man up on it. He's never seen it. And so I like Mandalorian. I like the shows right now. From the movies, I mean, the Sith. Yeah, that one was fucking sick as fuck.
Yeah. I had to abandon Star Wars after Rise of Skywalker. They pissed me off so much. I had to get out.
No.
I have not been back since. I was like, God damn it, you fuckers. Like, you blew it for me. You pissed me off. So whatever. So I have not been able to come back. But, you know.
I hear you.
Well, maybe in the future if they can pull their shit together. I do hear the shows are good. You know, I hear a lot of mixed reviews, whatever. But, you know, we had to find out. Sith is a good choice. It's fucking gnarly and violent. We fucking we approve. That's in like my top 5 of the fucking, for sure. Zariah Aura, thank you so much for being with me on the show this week. Let's let's tell these horny, crazy, fun-loving partygoers where they can find you on social media, where they can find all of your content, and just like roll out like barrels of cash all over you.
Oh, yeah. So you can find me at ZariahAura.com. That's my site. You can find me at ZariahAuraXXX.com, and that has all of my links. It shows my Instagrams, my Pornhub, my absolutely everything is under that one. On Instagram, the real Zariah Aura, because there are so many fakes. And then, I mean, pretty much everything should be linked under the ZariahAuraXXX.com. And then, just Google me at Zariah Aura.
Amazing. Well, I had an amazing time with you, to use the word amazing twice in a row. And I look forward to having you back. We'll have to set that up. But like, thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you so much, Dustin. And like I said, whenever you need that daughter, hit me up.
I will for sure. That's awesome.
Thank you, babe.
Talk
Appreciate
soon.
it.
Bye.
Talk soon. Bye.
Big thank you to my guest, Zariah Aura, for being with me this week on the show. Had a fucking blast with her. Go show her some love on social media. Go throw her some cash on OnlyFans and enjoy, right? If you guys are enjoying guests like Zariah, you want to see her again, she'll be back sometime in the future. But you're loving Sex Party. You want to show some love, some appreciation, some devotion. And you also don't want to miss an episode every single Wednesday. How can you do all of these things? Well, if you're listening to this on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you could leave a rating, you could leave a review, but honestly, fuck that. It's honestly a waste of your time. I said honestly twice. What you really want to do is you want to make sure you're subscribed to the show so you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday, especially if you're subscribed or you think you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts. Apple has been doing this very strange thing where they've been unsubscribing people from certain programs, certain podcasts, for whatever reason. We're still trying to get to the bottom of it. So here's what you're going to do. Go to Apple Podcasts, go to Sex Party with Dustin Rybka. Upper right-hand corner, there's a circular icon. If you see a check mark, you're good. You see an arrow, you see a pause button, anything else, hit that button. Drop-down menu will appear. Click resume downloads, resume subscription. Bing, bang, boom, bop. Blue, ba, bo, baloney. You're resubscribed and you're good to go. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you. I see you. I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, what is your favorite, your absolute most favorite time of day to masturbate? Leave it in the comments. Is it after dinner? Is it in the morning when you first wake up? Wherever you're getting one off, just leave the time in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, what can you do to make sure you never miss a new episode of the show every Wednesday? You could like this video. You could like all the videos. You could leave comments. I love interacting with you all. But can you guess what I'm going to say? You want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. As always, I'm available in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at Sex Party FM. Follow Dustin at Dustin Rybka.